We break it all down. The Vault Studio, the best show in town. Show in town, let's show in town, let's show in town. Lights on, mic check, game time, let's go. Jay George, Scotty running the show. Rock on the mix, keeping it tight. NFL talk every day, every night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vault Studio NFL podcast. I am one of your handsome hosts, J.A., and I am joined by the big Hispanic Hoppiter and
thank you.
And the medium-sized Scotty.
I haven't been a medium since I was about 8.
You're a medium. No, you're a ledium, a large medium.
Excellenium.
Ledium is very funny. I like that.
We're also joined by Tommy, not in person, not in spirit, but online, the big fella. How are you, Tommy boy?
Boys. Yep, I'm here.
It's
alive.
actually excellent. For once, our stalling pre-show has paid off.
Yes. Yeah.
You've missed the conversations tonight. Scotty was being sexist again, as usual. George had to pull him in line
It
a couple
definitely
of times.
wasn't. And we're also recording.
I've been in the room for those conversations, and I know that that's not the truth.
That's not how it went. All I know is I'm not going to point fingers, but him, he's the problem.
What did I say?
Before we get stuck into it, obviously follow us on our social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And shout out to everyone who's been commenting, both positive and negative. We do appreciate it. We love the back and forth.
Quick little shout out to your AI video on the socials. That was
AI, that was
loving the dance. Everyone's been loving the dance.
That was incredible.
That was me post Eagles losing. It just came to me. I felt like a younger man, and I just needed to dance.
Everyone was pretty happy, including myself. Even me, post loss, I was actually quite happy. We'll get.
I definitely had a pep in my step. Don't worry about that.
I'm not gonna. I don't like to pull back the curtain too much, but me and Scotty in our own private chat were really lamenting the fact that they were losing to the point where
it was devastating.
I believe the term "I don't care what happens anymore" came out a few times.
I like it.
Hey, if you don't hate other teams, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
No, you got to have a healthy hatred.
But what a week of football, though.
Unreal, man.
That's the best wild card I've ever seen. I can't remember a wild card that good. Even with the Steelers getting hammered, I think it was still an outstanding first week of playoffs. And this is what you get. We said it I think we've said it every week for 5 weeks. This is one of the most even seasons I can ever remember. And then that's the sort of result you get when it comes to playoffs. And the NFL must be absolutely loving it.
Well, the first 4 games, they were all comebacks after the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
So the lead change happened after the 2-minute warning for the win.
It was the most lead
crazy.
changes. It was the most lead changes ever in a wild card round. Total lead changes in the NFL history.
Yeah,
so
right.
It was just an unreal week, and every game was exciting.
Roger be rubbing his hands together, mate.
Even in fairness to the Steelers Texans game, it was 10-6 at 10 minutes in the fourth quarter.
I think at the 10-minute or 11-minute mark.
Like it wasn't a good game, but it was close until the last quarter at least, and then it got away from the Steelers a little bit, which we'll talk about later. Make sure you get around our sponsors, the Sporting Globe Churnside Park. Up on the screen now is a QR code. Get your phone out, scan it, buy yourself a ticket to the Super Bowl. We'll be there. George will definitely be there now.
Scan these guns while you're. I'll definitely be there.
George is freed up now.
Yeah,
Eagles are out, so I'll definitely be there.
He doesn't like watching football with his mates.
Yeah,
no. I just don't like you guys. I'll be roaming. I'll be roaming.
I'll
be doing a roaming. No,
we already did it. We already gave out our secrets.
I'll be doing a roaming George pre-game and
George.
halftime.
Yeah.
So
me and Scotty have reclused ourselves.
We will also be roaming, but in a completely different state.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys will be roaming like Favola at the Brownlow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is an accurate description if I've ever heard one.
I'll be aura farming, as the kids call it. I believe. I don't know what that means.
I've never heard that before.
Take it easy, Zoomer.
Aura farming 6'7", something like that. I don't know. There's something to it.
Dance in real life.
It's going to be a great day. Book your tickets because it probably will sell out, so you don't want to miss out. And
probably it's 100% going to sell. It's a sellout every year.
It'll be a great day, and guaranteed the Eagles aren't playing, so it'll be fun for everyone.
It is guaranteed because they lost.
It would probably be more fun if the Eagles were playing and losing.
No, I don't want to take that risk.
No, you don't want to.
Because I took that risk last year and it sucked.
Yeah. No.
40-6, never forget. Let's get into the games.
No, first let's go to the coaching carousel.
Oh yes, please.
George, stop trying to hijack this show.
Make sure you get on you get on the video to see Tommy's clip.
It's the testosterone. I'll just take charge.
It is coaching carousel time in the NFL. And there are 9 positions now available for head coaches after Tomlin stood himself down. Let's start there with Tomlin.
Yep.
Is this the most amount of jobs on offer at once ever?
I think so.
I don't know, but I can't remember it ever being more.
It's usually what, 5 to 7 or something like that. You usually get like,
I thought the average was 5. The
Yeah.
average,
It's
but
like
this
a
is
quarter,
wild.
of the league. It's
Yeah.
a quarter of the league, man.
Which is crazy because this is a year where we've said that there's just didn't feel like there was a lot of coaches, but yeah, they're gonna have to find them now.
2025 ties
recycle.
with 2023 with 9.
Okay.
9 in 2023. Yeah, okay.
Right. So yeah, so
I think it just as an overarching statement, I think it just realizes that it shows that NFL franchises now are not patient anymore. They're not waiting around. Oh, we'll give him another year. We'll see how it plays out. It's like, no, like we're ripping the Band-Aid off and we're resetting. We're starting again because you can't fall too far behind in this league anymore.
I think in the flip side, they're seeing these coaches like turn teams around in 2 years. Like McVay did it. McDonald's done it for Seattle. Like LaFleur had a really quick turnaround.
cramming in cram on the floor.
Who else have we got recently?
Cohen.
Cohen, and
Cohen,
Ben Johnson.
It's
Like these guys,
Vrabel?
yeah, he's a recycled coach.
Quinn last year, they said he was a second
He's a
time head
recycled
coach as well.
coach, yeah. But like all these new coaches are now just like flipping these organizations around into powerhouses in 2 years or a year or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, I've got stale Harbrow for 19 years and stale, Tomlin that hasn't won a playoff game in 9 years. And hey, let's just bang our head against the wall and do it again. Or do we, nut up and find someone?
I also think coaches are becoming more aware of organizations. And I think coaches are actually, a lot of them now, when they get in these exit interviews, they don't want to be there. They're not just hanging on for the sake of being a coach. College money's massive now. We know that for coaches. And then coordinators are getting paid more money than they've ever been paid because head coaches are becoming more actual head coaches.
Yeah,
more,
CEO style.
More like managers of teams. And they want the best coordinators, so they're getting more offers. So, a Mike McDaniels gets in there and goes, you know what? I don't want to be at Miami, I don't think. The team sucks. You're not very nice to me. You don't treat me that good. You rattle me all the time. You make me look bad. I'll have an OC job at 15 teams tomorrow. Let's, if you're not going to commit to what I want, let's just call it now.
Yeah, I'll get paid $3 million for a quarter of the responsibility. No worries.
And do what I want to do, which is fun, which is coaching the side of the ball that I want to be a part of.
And part of that is as well because maybe in years gone by, there weren't that many jobs available because everything was, like you said, very like stale. Whereas now, because of the high turnover, it's like, well, don't worry, dude. I'll get another job. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of thing. I think that's part of it too.
Some of them will. Some of them won't.
Some of them won't,
Well, we'll go through each of them. Obviously, Tomlin, they haven't interviewed anything yet because it just happened. I think that's the right move for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't have it like Tomlin's had a great run in 19 years. He's won a Super Bowl. I think he's never had a losing season, which is impressive as a coach. Like, it's not great for your franchise, but the fact that he's been able to get the team up every single year to a point where they're a good team still. Like, they're never the best team, but they're competent. They're well coached. They're well drilled. Players still want to be there. I think
to their detriment, that's like because they never got the good draft picks. They were always like picking between 18 and 22.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, you can't really rebuild a roster. Now they're aging defense and they've lost their identity and all these other things that have slowly eroded away over the last like 3 to 4 years. That's time to pull the Band-Aid off.
Also, Tomlin, I think he's the only coach ever to have a different starting quarterback for 6 straight seasons.
That's what I was going to say. They
Since
haven't had a
Roethlisberger.
franchise quarterback since Big Ben. Like the fact that he's been able to produce to the level that he has with the talent that he has, I think is a testament to him.
Yeah, I think he should be remembered as a very good coach, especially if you're a Pittsburgh person. Absolutely. I think he's won a Super Bowl, which is the hardest thing to do. And yeah, he did it early, but so did Rodgers. Like he's won a Super Bowl. He's got some runs on the board. Good on him. I hope for him he goes into like what Bruce Arians did, maybe stays in the organization as a more a GM, like assistant GM sort of role.
Yeah, but he's failed finding a quarterback.
Yeah,
though.
so maybe I think maybe Media is in the card for him.
I think
for a year,
Media is definitely
and then potentially try to get himself back to head coaching if he wants to. He
well,
probably doesn't need
contractually, I think because he's still
1 year left. I think.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left, so the Steelers sort of decide his fate as a coach.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think he'll go to Media and then he'll just come back and he'll be the cream of the crop next year.
Probably, yeah, absolutely.
Because, just a question on that, because he stepped down and he technically didn't get fired, do the Steelers still is it going to be like a Sean Payton situation where he has to get like traded?
Yes. Yeah, he has to get
got
traded.
that right? Yeah, okay, cool.
So that's why he'll go to Media and then his contract runs out, then he's eligible to be head coach again, or any coach.
So he because he didn't get fired.
He stood down. Yeah.
I wonder if does that renege his contract? Like, does because he stood down? Does he not then get
That's what I was
paid?
asking.
No, the 1 year runs, he doesn't get paid,
Yes,
and
okay.
then
But they own the rights if he wants to.
exactly they own his rights.
But he,
Yep.
but he doesn't have the same deal where he's been 5 where you get paid. Like Harborough's going to get paid for 5 years because they extended him.
Yeah, that was,
Is it also
Wow.
crazy? Zach Taylor's the only coach left in the AFC North.
Yeah, it was probably the worst coach coming into the season out of the AFC North. Like, no disrespect, but
Yeah,
that's pretty fair.
yeah.
Yep. All right, let's go through the teams that are looking and a few guys they're interviewing. You'll find a lot of them are the same, but I'll rattle them off. Arizona Cardinals, they're interviewing. They've requested Thomas Brown from the Patriots, the passing game coordinator. They've scheduled Jeff Haley, the Packers defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, he'll get a
Vance
job.
Joseph has interviewed the Broncos defense coordinator. Clint Kubiak is scheduled, the Seattle Seahawks coordinator. Raheem Morris, who's the former Falcons head coach, is scheduled. Matt Nagy, the Chiefs defense coordinator, ex-Bears head coach, has completed. Robert Saleh, 49ers coordinator, has scheduled. And Anthony Weaver, the Dolphins defense coordinator, have all scheduled. Is one of them their guy?
I think they'd like Robert Saleh, but I don't think they can get him because there's better jobs available.
I think they will go offensive, personally.
I think they
just
will
had
as well.
Gannon.
They just had defense, and also they're going to be picking a quarterback
Yeah, I
this
think-
year or next year.
Yeah.
So you want to have your offensive guy locked up because you don't want to have a good defensive coach that has a good offensive coordinator and then lose him in a year's time.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah, that's true.
So I think they'll go offensive. I can't see Clint Kubiak going in division. Imagine playing against the 49ers, Rams, and
Yeah,
Seattle.
I
That's career suicide.
I actually think Clint Kubiak's going to do what Ben Johnson did last year and stay.
I think he.
Depending,
Yeah.
like if they win a Super Bowl and he ticks that off there, he might be like, all right, now's my time to be a head coach. But also, if you wait that long, most of them could be gone by Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like most of these positions will be gone by Super Bowl,
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
unless someone's willing to wait for him,
Or they
which we
can
saw
have some
last
sort of handshake.
handshake
Yeah.
agreement. If you win the Super Bowl, it's yours. But then teams will be like, what if you don't win the Super Bowl? And then you say no, and then we're left with no one. We
High
miss
and dry,
out.
Yeah.
The other guy who interesting enough, and he'll come up a few times, Matt Nagy from the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I saw an interview with him the other day where he was talking about his previous head coaching job.
At the Bears.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
quite open and honest about it, that he was a massive micromanager, essentially paraphrasing, but that he couldn't let other
Coaches.
people do their job, and he would try and he spread himself too thin and then couldn't do what his role was, and that's inevitably what got him fired. So he learned from Andy Reid that you've just got to let people coach and let people do their job and have trust in them. You've hired them to do a job. You've got to let them do it. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting, which might be a sign that he's ready to do it again. Certainly on his offensive coordinating, it probably hasn't been amazing the last year or so. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think Matt Nagy will probably get a second chance this year, just due to the fact that he's basically interviewing at every team. So
Well, there's 9 openings. So
yeah, there's plenty of
And
openings.
it's slim pickings kind of thing.
Um, Atlanta Falcons have interviewed Aiden Durde, who's the Seahawks defensive
Stud.
coordinator. Ario Evero, the
Evero.
Panthers D coordinator.
he's going to get signed this year somewhere. He's an absolute standout defensive
very
coordinator.
well liked.
Yeah.
So they've requested that. They've scheduled Jeff Haley, the Packers defense coordinator, like other teams. John Harbaugh has completed his interview. Clint Kubiak has completed his interview. Mike McDaniel has completed his interview. Kevin Stefanski has completed his interview. And Anthony Weaver has also completed his interview. So
This is actually a really juicy job.
do you know who it'd be great for? McDaniel. Like,
Yeah.
he wants to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a great spot for him to run that system.
Or Harbaugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Harbaugh, he'll be relying on coordinators. Now he could bring Monken with him as well, which I think wherever Harbaugh goes, I think Monken will probably go with him
Yeah.
because they've gone together. It's pretty much how it happens. I believe that's one of the ultimate reasons why Harbaugh isn't a Raven anymore, because
Well, it is.
he wanted Monken.
I thought Monken was good.
No,
Lamar didn't
ownership-
want Monken.
Ownership wanted Monken gone, and then Harbaugh goes, "No, he's my guy," and he goes, "All right, well, you and your guy can go find another job."
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Rams in a minute because I'm going to talk about the owner because he had a press conference.
He's hilarious.
He's out of pocket, man.
Yeah.
This is a sneaky good job. They've got some good young talent on defense. They've got plenty of talent on offense.
Mhm.
Not a great division.
Nope.
You know, they got more than enough talent on this roster to win that division as it is now. They got Matt Ryan in the building now as like a
GM.
GM,
President
second
of
in charge to the
operations.
to the owner, basically.
I think he's head of football operations.
Something like
is
that,
his
yeah.
role, yeah.
So, mate, if I'm Stefanski, I'm licking my lips for this job.
Yeah, I think it'd be if you're an offensive guy, this would be one of the best landing spots you could go.
Absolutely.
The only question mark is obviously quarterback, but Kirk Cousins has played fine and Penix has played fine. So if you're comfortable with them being your quarterback, then have a go at it. I think it's a great.
I heard an interesting stat about Mike McDaniel going to the Falcons with Matt Ryan becoming the new football president or whatever he is. He was actually the offensive coordinator when Matt Ryan won his MVP season. So
that's
got
very
a really close affinity with each other.
I think that'd be
that looks like a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Are we going to go through every team and every name?
Yeah. Baltimore Ravens are interviewing all the same people. The only different one is Cliff Kingsbury's gone there. Jeff Schwartz, the defensive coordinator from the Browns, has been requested, not completed. Then everyone else is the same guys.
Joe Brady, Flores.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what direction they want to go in. I would assume Lamar's involved. The only thing saying the Ravens is Lamar's actually involved in the interviews of it.
That's a little bit dangerous.
Well, it's what a lot of teams do when they've got that franchise quarterback. They want him to be. I don't know if he's involved in the decision, but I think he's in the room when they're asking the questions, so he can ask the questions and say
feedback or whatever.
Yeah, and say, hey, what do you think of this? How do you want to run this?
Scott?
Well, it's just encroaching in the undoing of the coach. So, like, yes, you're almost undermining the coach straight off the bat.
The coach is working for the quarterback almost.
Yeah. Like, and we've seen this before with like Aaron Rodgers and like Russell Wilson and like all these guys that had a say in this sort of stuff. Sorry, bro. Go throw the ball. That's what you get paid to do. Go throw the ball.
So you think Lamar being involved in the interview and like asking questions is a no-go? Is that what you're saying?
I think that it's a little bit dangerous. Yeah. Okay. I think that, well, like, who's calling the shots at that point? Is it Lamar or is it the coach? Because Lamar got him the job, and then you're like, oh, what about in 2 years' time? Lamar's like, hey, it's not as good as I thought. And the coach is like, well, he's not actually doing what I told him to do. Like, you know what I mean? It can play out in such a negative way.
But if it works, it can play out in a real positive way as well.
Yeah, I don't recall a time where a player's requested a coach and it's worked out well.
I was going to say, if it not worked out well, but look at Antonio Pierce.
That's what, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work out well usually.
I don't have an issue.
Hackett's not even in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, that's right. He's out. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
I don't have an issue with them being in the interview and asking questions.
Yeah.
But being part of the decision-making process is a no-go for me.
And I don't think he is. I don't think he's a part of it.
That's another juicy job too.
Yeah.
Because they got their quarterback. They got a good enough roster, a few little tweaks around the edges. Yeah.
Yep. The Browns have scheduled or requested interviews for most of the same guys. They've only completed Tommy Reese, who's the Browns offensive coordinator, and Jim Schwartz, who's the defensive coordinator. The rest of them are all requested or scheduled. It's basically the same guys, which tells me that if they've requested and haven't got any of them to get in there, a lot of the guys they've requested have interviewed at other places.
This is not a really attractive job.
I think it's going to be Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's going to be confident with his defense.
Yeah.
And then he will just hope to God he can work out something on offense.
He's been a head coach before at the Lions. Yep. So, and they had.
Was he 0-16 Lions? No, that was Mary Mooch, was the 0-16 Lions coach.
He would have been, what was it?
Matt Patricia was Lions.
Matt Patricia, yeah. Was he after him or before him?
I thought Jim Schwartz was the Giants head coach at one point, but he might have been the DC. Otherwise, he's been around a long time, and he's shown. I think that's probably like you're not going to promote the offensive coordinator based off what they did last year. Again, unless Shador really likes him and that's your plan, that'd be your own.
Yeah, but you can just keep him as OC.
Yeah, just keep him as OC, promote Jim Schwartz, and go from there.
Yeah,
well, you got to keep Jim Schwartz.
For the record, Rod Marinelli was the head coach of the 0-16.
Rod Marinelli, Mooch, who's on Fox. Or he was for a long time. They call him the coach on Fox, which is ironic, being one of the only 3 teams to never win a game. The Las Vegas Raiders.
I think this is the worst job.
Yeah, I think
it's the worst job, but you get your quarterback pick one.
That's true. So they're going to all offensive guys will find this attractive because I think it'll be Mendoza. I'd be shocked if it's not Mendoza. But they've completed with Vance Joseph, Clint Kubiak, and
Jesse Minter is definitely going to get a role this year.
Jesse Minter, I think, will be a head coach somewhere. Yeah. He's interviewed with pretty much every place, so we'll see where that plays out, which is detrimental to the Chargers because they could definitely do with keeping him. And Minter was quite a good player in his own right as well. But I think the Raiders job is probably the least attractive. Miami Dolphins again have completed with Clint Kubiak and requested a lot of the same guys as well. Kevin Stefanski's the one on that list that hasn't been on a lot of the other lists at Miami. Don't know if he's interested in that job.
It really comes down to who they hire for the GM.
I think they're going to try and pair them up. And then if you look at the GMs they're looking at, It's 2 guys from the 49ers that are assistant GMs, one from the Chargers, the Eagles assistant DM, Alec Hallaby.
Oh, yeah.
Champ Kelly,
3.
the Dolphins GM. He's interim GM. He's a finalist at the moment. They've announced that. And then they've hired the Packers VP of player personnel. Does that mean he's hired as the GM?
No, I think he's hired. He's been promoted from he might be
something else.
Yeah.
And then Josh Williams, who's the 49ers director of scouting and football ops, is a finalist as well. So they'll move on the GM pretty quickly, and then they'll use that to find the coach there.
There's also a grapevine for this one I've heard with Minter possibly going to the Dolphins because the owner, Stephen Ross, has deep ties with Michigan and is apparently asking Jim Harbaugh a lot about Minter about getting the role there. So
if I was Harbaugh, I'd lie through your teeth.
That's not how they work in the NFL. You know,
no, you got to look after him. I know. But
you would for your team. You'd be like, look, he's really good, but I don't know. I do most of it.
Well, I don't even see him. He just shows up on game day.
He just shows up and I give him the game plan. He just calls it.
I'm probably going to get rid of him if you want him.
The Giants, Lou Amaruno, the Colts defense coordinator, is scheduled. And then again, all the same other guys. The only difference there is Mike McCarthy is scheduled. Antonio Pierce is completed. That would be an absolute laugh. And then
that's a Rooney rule if I've ever seen one.
And then Kevin Stefanski is also completed there as well. I think Luan.
What are you laughing for? It's true.
No,
they've done Vance Joseph too, so they haven't just done the one.
Yeah, I was just about to say, imagine
Vance Joseph is legitimate.
For anyone who doesn't know what the Rooney rule is, there's a rule that you have to interview a minority when you're looking for a head coach. That's the rule. So
Jewish or black.
What a lot of teams do is they just interview one guy and they're not even interested in signing. There was a rule that went around. There was a guy that went around for a while. Like Bieniemy was the ultimate one. Everyone was interviewing. Every team interviewed him. No one ever came close to offering him. It was just like, that's a name that people will know. It'll get out there that we've interviewed him. You beauty. We can't get in trouble, which is wrong. They should be getting it on their merit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Giants, I actually think Stefanski will probably end up there. I think that's probably the best spot. Mike McCarthy should not be a coach in the NFL again, a head coach in the NFL again at all.
Well, the only the dumpster fire organizations are ringing him.
Yeah.
No, I think the game's well and truly gone behind him. I think
you know what, Giants though, they should do it. Hi, Mike McCarthy. That'll be fun.
Stefanski with
I like Dart.
With Dart would be a really good pairing.
I think so too.
He would get the most out of him for sure.
Yeah, and then the Tennessee Titans.
Sorry, I reckon John Harbaugh is going to go to the Giants.
Really? Because he hasn't interviewed yet or requested.
Yeah,
well, he's got time.
It's not like they want him there.
From one of the Philly Nuffy beat writer pages that I follow.
Yeah, what's your late mail?
Is it your trusted source?
Oh, this is
your
like
Philly insider information,
dude. Lock it in, like tattoo it on your arm. It's that guaranteed. But the word is because you got to remember that he used to work in Philly.
Yeah.
The word is Sirianni, Patullo out, Harbaugh, Munkin in.
Oh, so you reckon Sirianni's still in trouble?
Me personally, I think so, and it's like gaining steam because Harbaugh used to work there, obviously, and he's still got ties with Jeffrey Lurie, and he's still got ties with Howie, and obviously Patullo's been given the boot.
How come everyone is just not shooting the shot at the person that's most responsible?
Who?
Hurts.
Oh, don't start with that.
We'll talk about that later. We're not
Don't
getting into the Eagle stuff now.
Don't start with that.
He can't throw the ball.
And
Dude, don't start with that. With a proper OC. With Steichen, he was second in MVP, and with Kellen Moore last year, he was
6
Super
years
Bowl
ago.
MVP. That was 3 years ago. Shut up. Don't talk shit.
Anyway, we're not talking about the Eagles now. We've got plenty of time to talk about them later. The Tennessee Titans are interviewing every single person you could ever imagine. There's a list of 20 people.
I actually checked my inbox, and I'm getting that.
Everyone's getting everyone's getting an interview at the Titans. So who knows who's going to get there? They've completed about
Jason
15
Garrett,
of them.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jason Garrett.
No, is that where? Is it really?
Like,
my God. He's not even a good broadcaster.
Do you know what the problem with Jason Garrett is as a broadcaster?
Arthur Smith.
He's knowledgeable, but he just can't speak properly. Like he's just not entertaining. He's got no tone in his. It's monotoned. His knowledge is quite good, but I just can't listen to him.
Anyway, we're ticking up to almost half an hour.
Yeah,
We've got
that's the coaching
carousel.
The coaching carousel sorted. Go Titans.
We'll obviously we'll keep everyone updated as things happen.
Progress.
And we might even do a few little cheeky videos as things.
Yeah, I think so for sure. for sure. Let's get into the games, and let's start with the LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. And this turned into an absolute rip snorter of a game. And I just want to start. Shout out to the Panthers for not just bending over and, you know, into the playoffs with a losing record and just being like, yeah, we're not good enough. They fought absolutely tooth and nail, and it took the Rams giving it everything they had to win this game. It was such one of the best games. Oh, they were all terrific, but this is one of the best ones. It was so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, in a snapshot, if you just look at the stats in this one and you just go, oh, well, you know, Stafford threw for 300 yards and 3 tutties, and you know, they rushed one in, and you know, they controlled the game, and the Panthers sort of made a little bit of a game out of it. But like, if you watch the game, it was Rams scored first. It was a dogfight. The Panthers just put pressure on.
Yep.
In every aspect of the game. I believe there was a fumbled kick or something as well that,
yep.
like, you know, every single time they just did something, the Panthers, they were just there.
Yeah,
they were just always there and about, just forcing the issue. And they looked like a playoff team. And Bryce Young looked sensational. If you watch the game, he just looked very good, in control, made the right reads, threw all the balls to his receivers, gave him every opportunity to make a catch.
He earned a contract, Bryce Young.
I said it in our group chat.
Yeah,
they should just re-sign him.
Yeah, he stepped up to the mark. He absolutely did. But I don't think this is that talented a roster. I really don't. Offensively, I think defensively they're very underrated. But offensively, I don't think it's that talented a roster. And what he was able to do in that game against a pretty good Rams defense, a ferocious front.
Yep.
They couldn't run the ball that well. And what he was able to do, his rushing touchdown in the second quarter was out. They were down 14-0 early. It looked like it was all over. And it was him that turned that game back around.
Yeah, they just
personally
wrestled the momentum back.
Yeah.
And then just, like, they were in front with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, I was just
they were in front.
I just checked that there was 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. You're right. With 2 minutes 39 seconds to go, they scored a touchdown to go up 31-27.
Yeah, well, and it took a sensational drive from Stafford to beat him. Like,
there was 5 drives in the fourth quarter, and there was a touchdown on the first 4, and the last one was the Panthers not being able to get in field goal range with almost no time left.
And, like, only just missed a throw on the fourth down to do it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Inches in it. Yeah.
Oh, I would say he dropped that pass on the fourth down.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best throw ever.
It wasn't the best throw. Yeah.
Under pressure, it was a good enough throw in the moment. And it just wasn't
in the NFL,
there.
you expect to catch it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I thought we were going to get overtime. Yeah, shout out to the Panthers. Shout out to Bryce Young. Shout out to what's the coach's name? I'm just forgotten his name. I was going to say Canales. Sorry.
Yeah.
For getting that team right. I think there's no reason why the Panthers can't build on this and take this success into next year. Yeah. Really stamp their authority on that division and own it from the start of the season and get themselves going, because I just think they add a little bit more talent to that team. It's right in their grasp.
Yep. And Rams sort of got a little bit of a scare, which is probably going to be good for them.
Yeah. Like, they're coming with great form. They hadn't played well over the last few weeks.
And exactly. And it was a close enough game where you're like, oh, we're in playoff football now. We really need to nut up and get this win. And I think it's going to be a positive sign for them going forward.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a good win by the Rams, but a great performance by the Panthers. It was just a good game all around.
To be fair, it took the MVP of the league to drive the ball and score a touchdown to win.
Drake May was playing, was he?
He's fucking.
Ricardo May was not playing. He played later.
That's what it took to beat the Panthers. It took the MVP playing like an MVP to win the game.
Yep.
So you're 100% correct. They could build on this even more for next year.
Yep.
Good for them.
Beautiful. Let's go to the next game, which was the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, which I feel like every time they've played this year, I've said it was the game of the year.
Cardiac Bears, man.
This was the game of the year for these two teams, and they've played 3 times in 6 weeks. I think I put it up the other day. They've played 3 times in 6 weeks. I'm going to find it. Someone else stall for me while I find this stat, because it's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, this game was, again, Green Bay had the control of the game in the fourth quarter, and Caleb Williams, in his first playoff game, was a little bit shaky at the start of the game. He had 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yep.
Panthers capitalized and put points on the board. They also missed a lot of kicks. Like,
it was 21-3 at halftime.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. Yeah,
21-3 at halftime, and then just in fairness to Green Bay, because I know cramming in your cram hole of floor is copping a bit of heat for this, and I thought Jordan Love played outstanding.
It was fantastic,
and he got them. He they fell behind and he drove the field and scored a touchdown again to get him in the lead. And then they missed 2 kicks in the fourth quarter as well, which really hurt them. If they nail one of those kicks, they win.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
And I just think that the hate on LaFleur and Jordan Love is a little bit out of line. I think they did enough in this game. Unfortunately, the Bears just did a little bit more if you're a Packers fan. They just found a way in the end. And I think both these teams are pretty good. I think the Bears have just found a recipe late in games to get it done when they need to.
And that's been their MO all season.
And it's been Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He's just that the throw he made on 4th down to Adunze, he was pressured, booting out to his left, which is not his throwing hand side, which is harder to throw.
It is across your body. Yeah.
While getting tackled, he jumps and does the splits in mid-airs, and you could see the DBs from Green Bay going, "Oh, this is coming straight to us." And he just got enough on it to get over the top to Adunze for a completion, which then that was instrumental in them going to win that game. I just thought he was outstanding.
I think there's only 2 people in the league that can make that throw. I think it's him and Josh Allen.
I'm glad you said that. There's just not many guys that can get the power on that throw.
I don't think you can get away with that.
No, I don't think you can
with the next, with the 3 other teams remaining.
No,
I don't think. Well, maybe the 49ers, but I don't think you can get away with that way. You can't rely on a comeback behind win against the Rams and Seattle defense.
No, I think they'll probably snuff you out.
Yeah, if you roll out of the pocket, you're sort of doing yourself a disservice.
So this is the stat: Bears versus Packers, 3 matches in the last 30 days. Total of 185 minutes across all 3 games, including overtime. The Bears are 2-1 in those games and have led for 1 minute and 43 seconds out of the entire 185 minutes.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
that's just sometimes is it better to be lucky than good sometimes?
Yeah,
so that's what it comes down to.
They've had a bit about that sort of magic sprinkle on them all year. They've won a lot of games like that. A lot of fourth quarter comebacks. A lot of Caleb Williams just sort of putting the ball in his hands and letting him work. Which I don't mind. Obviously, you got your franchise QBs, your best player. Just give him the ball and let him go and win the game. I've got no issue with it.
Yeah, I think they've
and ride it till the wheels fall off. Basically,
we already said it was a success that if they won 8 games, we said it was a success as long as Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson worked it out, which they did. And then if they made the playoffs, it was even more of a success. If they won the division, it was even more of a success. And now they've won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Other than winning a Super Bowl, I don't know what much more you want from it. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but they're in the dance.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
They're still alive. It's survive and advance now. Everything's out. As we said last week, everything's out the fucking window. Regular season means shit now.
Yeah.
It is about 1 game at a time, and it is purely 1 game, no focus on the next week ever, because you don't know who you're playing and you don't care. Just get through and then we'll work it out.
Yep.
It's awesome. This is why play football is so fun.
I think the hate on LaFleur is pretty unjustified. I think he's a really good coach, and I think considering the injuries that they've had both on offense and defense, I think the teams have done pretty well considering. I think that's really unjustified.
And they fought their asses off in this game.
Yeah, they did.
The Bears just fought that. I don't even think they fought harder. They just went their way.
They just had the ball at the end. That's what it comes down to, really.
So awesome.
Also, Jordan Love, the receivers in the last drive, just fuck me.
Oh,
he's putting it on the numbers, and you just got your butter hands, and you're just dropping the ball.
There's two or three drops that I saw.
Terrible drops.
If it hits your hands like this with 2 hands, you got it. As a receiver, you got to catch that. Sorry.
It's just as an NFL, but as a playoff caliber team, you need to catch that.
The only problem with LaFleur I had in this game, and I think if he had his time again, he would do it differently. It was that force of just running for the sake of running in that second half.
Yeah.
They had him on the ropes. They did so well by throwing the ball in the first half. And it's like he went into that conservative, let's just keep running. And the Bears front were dominating them. So why not just not run the ball anymore? Okay, we can't do it. We're going to win or lose this by Jordan Love's arm. And they probably win it if they don't just keep running into a wall on first and second down all the time.
You don't know if he's trying to drop the safeties down to get a deep ball over the top to really put them away. But I'm sure they were trying to set up a play or set up a look or something.
The bottom line is it didn't work. So that's where the criticism comes. But that's what happens when you lose playoff games, is that the criticism is going to come. But saying he's a bad coach and he should be fired and that they should be starting Malik Willis over Jordan Love. What are we doing?
No.
The guy threw for 360 yards and 4 touchdowns.
People weren't actually saying that, were they?
That's 100%. This is what I mean. This is
people were saying he was the worst quarterback this week.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Plenty. I've seen media heads saying that he didn't play well. I was like, mate, he got them the 21-3 lead.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
What about the defense getting a stop in the second half? What about just getting him 1 stop? Like he had to,
Or
lose the lead and then go.
The kicker
The
makes
kicker
the
had
field goal,
7.
exactly.
Kevin, the kicker left 7 points on the field.
Yeah, and he missed an extra point, which meant it wasn't a 3-point game at the
It was
end.
a 2-point.
And they easily got into field goal range at the end. They could have taken it to overtime and taken their chances.
Yep.
And it wasn't because they missed an extra point. Like you can't just shit on a coach for that. I think he did it mostly right in that game. It just didn't go his way.
And so did Jordan Love. Yeah.
And so did Jordan Love. And then then again, so did Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
They just got it right.
Yep.
And shout out to Colson Loveland. I know he started a bit slow this year, but shit, he's looking pretty tidy for them.
They've figured that out pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's becoming very quick. 13. What did he have? He had 8 catches for 137 yards. He also got the PI on the goal line, which led to a touchdown as well, which he would have scored if he didn't get the PI. He played outstanding. So
that
bright future for the Bears.
That tight end, I was just about to say, that tight end receiver room, I'll just go down. What is it? Loveland, Moore, Luther Burton, and Adunze. That's a handy little foursome.
And apparently DJ Moore's come out and said he doesn't want to go anywhere.
I don't blame you.
To the point where he's even said, I'll work out whatever contractually we need to work out to free up some space and do what we got to do, which doesn't mean he's going to take a pay cut. It means he's open to restructuring, spreading some money into a thing so he can stay there. I think, and that's 5 weeks into the season, that was not the case.
Yeah.
So Ben Johnson's won him over, and that's what good coaches do. And shit, his hatred for Green Bay is
Hagel with a little troll handshake at the end. I loved it, bro.
The way he crouched down, looked at him, shook it, and then ran off. Yeah. And then all the Green Bay people, half the Green Bay people are like, nah, you reap what you sow. We've done that to them for years.
Yeah.
Half them going, oh, what a smart ass, blah, blah, blah. But no, that's what Cram the floor did to him after the first game. Yeah. He shook his hand around part. Hey, he got the last laugh. Yeah. Simple as that.
But in fairness, they knew they were seeing each other in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, but to me, but Ben Johnson's got the last laugh. And he's hated them. He's come into that building from the second.
Then he called him out.
Praised the other 2 coaches and then said, can't wait to beat Green Bay twice a year.
Yeah.
So he's fueled a rivalry.
I don't mind a bit of healthy hatred.
It's 100. They've been around since the start of the NFL. It's an over 100-year rivalry.
Also, the Packers fans probably weren't saying much when people were changing Roger's Wikipedia to Daddy of the Bears.
Anything in the end zone doing the
I'm pretty sure they were really quiet back then. Yeah. So,
100%. Well done to the Bears. Green Bay, run it back. Get you guys healthy. I think the NFC North is going to be just as good next year. I think.
Quick question on this game.
Yeah,
if Micah Parsons is playing, do Green Bay win this game?
I'd say so.
Big of a difference maker.
Yeah, because a lot of Williams, what he does is he did a lot of damage on broken plays, and I don't think you get that time because Parsons just sheds a block so quick, and he just closes down that space so fast that it stops Williams really manufacturing these broken plays. I think if a few of them go for sacks and they're behind the chains, it definitely changes. He's a premier pass rusher. It definitely changes the whole outlook. Yeah.
Jimmy was saying about that great pass that Caleb had where he sort of threw into the splits. I think if Micah Parsons is chasing him, he doesn't have time to almost get himself set to make that pass.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I don't think he even gets out of the pocket if Micah Parsons is correct.
The thing is with Parsons as well, even if he's not the one actually making the play, because you've got to concentrate so much on him, it does free a lot of other people up to have an effect on the game.
Well, and that's what they were doing. They were not using him as a dummy, but they were almost setting him up earlier in the year. So you had to double him when they were bringing blitzes through the other gap where the help was coming from. So as a unit, they were just substantially better with him just on the field.
Yeah. Well, they give up 10 more points a game without him playing. That's statistical. That's not hearsay.
That's pretty
10. He's a 10-point a game player.
That is.
So if you take that into an account and you're up 21-3 with a 10-point a game player, it's probably not even a game in the second.
Probably lights out at that point. Yeah.
That's the thing. But that's it. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, and every day be Christmas. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And they didn't have him, but next year they will. So there's no reason to think that they can't run it back again. So Green Bay fans, chill the fuck out. As Rodgers once said, relax.
Yeah.
You're in a better position than most other NFL teams.
Very fair.
It'll be fine.
And they'll get Crafts back as well, who was the vocal point of this offense.
100%. They'll get, and then I think who's the young
second year Golden
will get. He scored his first touchdown of the year this week.
Yep.
He played quite well. So if they can keep him healthy, keep Dobbs. I don't know what's going to happen with Watson in terms of keeping him or not, but I think they should keep him.
And Reed, I think, is out of contract.
No, I think Reed's the same year as Dobbs. I think they're both in their third year, so one more year with them. So interesting to see though. It's going to be a good offseason. You know what Green Bay do? Go and spend some more money on free agency. Brings in some role playing guys and just refresh your roster a little bit. Don't be tight asses like every year. You're in the window.
They've drafted well, so they've got a lot of key positions on team control. So
Shout
That's
out
why
to-
you bring in a few group free agents, like you said.
Yeah.
And as a Cowboys fan, shout out to the Bears. Pick 20 in the draft for the Cowboys. Thank you very much. But we don't have Parsons. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. The Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville
I think this
Jaguars.
is the game of the round.
I was going to say, I keep forgetting how good the games are.
This is the game of the round.
Has anyone located and have they fixed the Jaguars field from Josh Allen running his cock through it like a fucking trench?
Yeah,
Because
wild.
they're going to be repairing that. Not to be crass, but they're going to be repairing that for 10 years.
Yeah,
The damage he did, especially in that second half, he was unreal.
so I stand by it. I don't like yet. Stafford deserves the MVP, but the best player in the league is Josh Allen. And
Yeah.
I've argued it when you said Myles Garrett and all that. It's always Josh Allen.
He's
It's always.
unbelievable. Again, the throw he made to Brandon Cooks on 4th down.
Yep.
When he throws that ball, he is actually
In the stem
he's-
of his route.
He's still in front of the defensive backs.
Yeah.
Like they are still, and the free safety, the middle field safety is still standing ready for the ball, and he releases it, and you watch the defenders being like, "What the fuck?" And then it just drops in perfectly. for Cook.
Yeah.
The hell of a throw.
He is such a good football player, and again, he steps it up in the biggest moments. I don't think any quarterbacks played better in the playoffs over the last few years,
I think
including
statistically-
Patrick Mahomes.
I think statistically in the playoffs, he's the best quarterback ever.
He's-
And it's not surprising.
he's almost
unreal.
perfect in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's how
And-
I think he's had one turnover.
How was the tush push? And he goes, "Nah, this isn't a tush push. This is an inside power for 10 yards."
Yeah.
The only mistake they made in that game was scoring too early, which then opened the
Yeah.
door for Tre'Davious White to turn back the clock, who had an amazing game for Buffalo.
PBU King.
He was unreal in that game. He turned back the clock and then got the deflection for the interception to win the game.
Yeah.
Like you saw Lawrence's face. He was just like, "That was open, man. That was a great ball. What do you want from me?"
Yeah.
He got his hand there and popped it up. Like what? I
He
didn't
beat him
think-
by a step. He was at full stretch and just pop.
And then some
popped it
of
up.
Lawrence, the touchdown that Lawrence threw, I can't remember who.
Lawrence is very, very good as well.
very good in this game.
Hold his head up high. He's had a fantastic
The
year.
touchdown he threw to Washington in the back of the end
Oh,
zone
yeah.
there, he zipped that through 3 guys. Like
Yeah.
there's only probably 3 or 4 guys that can actually generate the power
Yeah.
for defenders not get to that. He played very well. And one thing I do want to highlight in the press conference after the game,
I'm glad you brought it up.
the I was gonna say the young woman, but she's not a young woman. She's an older woman. She's been around Duval for a long time, big time beat writer. Her words to Cohen, saying how proud he should be and how great their season was. And I think the word was like something around like "you're the man," like "you're the savior" or something like that. It was almost like a thank you.
It was like this is a successful season, even though you're not seeing it
exactly
this way.
like
Yeah.
it was like it sucks. This happens, but it was almost like you're going to be competing in this in a long time, so get used to this sort of heartbreak.
Yeah.
Because and then the media turning on her is one of the most disgusting fucking things I've ever seen. Why can't she praise the team that she loves and the coach that she's proud of?
The media all, just jumping on her back immediately. That's such a loser behavior. I hate
Oh,
that shit, man.
I even saw that guy, Matt Barnes, the ex-NBA player, posted something about how it's outrageous that media shouldn't be behaving like. Why not? She's a beat reporter for Jacksonville for 20 years.
I see it both ways. Like I think I don't. So I have no issue with her saying it and stuff like that. But it also after the end of the game, there's so many limited questions that can be asked, and they sort of say like that's something that could be said off camera.
She's still
But
allowed to
I'm
have
also-
a question,
Like but
and that's what she picked.
I don't disagree with anything she said, and I think it's great that for once there's a little bit of positivity in the fucking NFL. God forbid, but
Yeah.
I think where the basis of some of the negative comments are is like, hey, like that's really a very limited time.
All right, next game on the board, we have the 49ers getting over the line against your Philadelphia Eagles. How you feeling, buddy? Give us your heartfelt opinion.
Look, obviously, I'm disappointed that losing a first round playoff game is never a happy time. But to say that I'm surprised, probably not. Especially with the performance of the offense, I'm not surprised. This is something that's been plaguing us all year. Disappointed but not surprised is how I would put it.
I'm gonna play a little clip, and I'm not doing this to be a prick to you because I want you to follow up on what you said, and if you still think this is what should happen, right? Because some of it's already happened in fairness. Yeah.
There's more than enough talent on both sides of the ball, especially on offense. There's a lot of guys getting paid a lot of money. There's a lot of talent there. Everyone's rested. Everyone's healthy. There's no excuses.
No.
Now it's fucking shit will go blind.
If they lose, how disappointed will you be?
If they lose, everyone's getting fired.
You reckon Sirianni get fired?
Kevin Patula's getting fired. Sirianni's getting fired. Guaranteed if they lose this game.
Do you actually reckon after they've
100%.
extended him?
100%.
Would you be surprised as an Eagles fan if you did lose this game?
I would be very surprised if we lose this game.
Okay, yeah.
Very surprised.
Yeah.
Like I said, on talent, when this game shouldn't even be a competition.
So
I stand by that last comment. On talent, it shouldn't be a competition. It didn't come down to talent. It came down to fucking coaching. And that's where, especially on the offensive side of the ball, the defense did more than enough to win this game. On the offensive side of the ball, we were completely outcoached.
So
completely.
Not to rile you up, but we're going to have the Jalen Hurts conversation, right? Because Pachulo's been fired.
I don't think that this loss is on Jalen Hurts. I don't think you can put it on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did more than enough to win this game. He put the ball.
He didn't.
Oh, Scott, can I talk, please? Thank you. He put the ball in enough areas in key moments. He made enough good throws, and if you go back and watch the game, he made more than enough good throws. Like, you can't have a situation where you're putting the ball in your receiver's hands, your number one receiver's hands, your number two receiver's hands in key moments on third down and on fourth down to extend drives to win the game, and it's hitting them in the hands 3 or 4 or 5 times, and they're dropping the ball. You can't win a game like that. Like, I don't know what more you can ask of him. Like, yeah, did he have the world's greatest game? No, he didn't. I don't think he was the reason we lost the game, but I don't know what more you can do other than, targeting throwing your receivers open, the ball's hitting him in the hand and they're dropping it. Like, I don't know what you want.
Oh, okay. He definitely didn't throw his receivers
open.
The
drops let's just focus on the AJ Brown drops, right?
I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm not saying that's the reason we lost.
But I just want to focus on them because the heat's on AJ Brown, rightfully, in some ways, right? I think he definitely eats 50% of the blame for those drop catches. The one over the middle was high and away from him, which was a very hard catch in the fourth quarter. The one which, again, I agree should have caught it. So 50% that's on him. 50% is on from Jalen Hurts for not being able to deliver it. 1, he was late on the throw. 2, it was high and away, which is a very hard catch. Yeah. But a caliber of AJ Brown should catch it.
If you're getting 2 hands to it,
I agree.
In my opinion, if you want to be a number one receiver in the NFL, this is not an AJ Brown or Hurts take. This is a take for everyone. If you're a number one receiver and you can get 2 hands to it, you should catch it.
But I would think that if you're what Jalen Hurts is sold to us, right, which mainly Philly, but we're sold, and this is not even you, like, you're pretty realistic with him, I think, in fairness to you.
Sure.
What we are sold is that Jalen Hurts is this elite quarterback. He shouldn't be throwing that high and away. He should be hitting that pass in stride.
No doubt.
The one down the sideline, which AJ Brown actually was pretty wide open if the ball was out in front of him and high. It hit him at ankle height back inside, which is incredibly, again, and he got
it was low.
He got 2 hands to it, so 50% is that on him as well. Like, if
I reckon that's the toughest one to catch because you are going away from
the momentum's the other way. Like,
yeah,
he threw it like, I don't know what he threw. He just underthrew it.
It was like 7 yards underthrown.
And then if he throws that in stride, it's a touchdown. And then the other one, I don't think it was the second quarter, the deep ball where it was into triple coverage, but it actually wasn't. AJ Brown had beaten him, and again, Hurts underthrew the ball by somewhere between 5 and 10 yards there, which the defender got to it. Now, I know AJ Brown got his hand to it, but he got hit and the ball got hit as well.
Sure.
So, yeah, it could go in as a drop if you want. All I'm saying is that Hurts needs to eat some of this blame, right? Because we're sold this idea that Hurts is an elite
You are the starting quarterback on a playoff team that loses.
You eat
100%. By default, you eat some of the blame.
Yeah.
How much can be debated and argued, but by default, you're eating. Like, if Purdy lost that game, if the Niners lost that game, Purdy would have been fucking
crucified for his 2 picks.
For his 2 picks.
Which were awful.
Which were terrible interceptions. Yeah. Like, I don't know why you're throwing. All right, you beat Quinn on that first drive, and then you tried it again once. You got burnt. You tried it a second time.
The other one was a borderline PI call too.
Oh, all right. Or whatever.
No, it was borderline call.
That's what I mean.
He pulled him to bring himself back.
No, but I'm just.
But it was still a bad throw.
It was a bad throw, but I'm just saying. But like, it was probably.
The point I'm making is that you're the starting QB on a playoff team. You lost. You're going to get some of the blame. Jordan Love got some of the blame.
So
Herbert's going to get a lot of the blame. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
So firing Petrullo, right move, yeah.
He should have been fired before the bye.
We'll talk about that next and Sirianni's responsibility here. But what coordinator can come in with, I think, Hurts, as much as he does have a good skill set, when he runs and he goes off the play action and he moves in the pocket. When he runs with the ball, he's powerful, he's strong. He can score touchdowns on the goal line. He has a lot of good traits, and I'm not trying to shit on him because I feel like I do that a lot. And I actually do like Jalen Hurts. I think he is a competent player. I think he's somewhere, but when it comes to his passing ability, what offensive coordinator is going to look at this team this year and say, I can fix it? If you can't run the ball well, they fall apart. And they ran the ball well in the first half and they looked okay. Second half couldn't run the ball at all. And then whether it was drops or Jalen Hurts missing, whatever it was, the O-line not being able to protect, it was a bit of everyone. But Chulo calling terrible plays as well didn't help. Yeah. But what coordinator can come in and fix Jalen Hurts with his discrepancies? Or does it have to be a quarterback and come in and be like, we just have to be able to run the ball or we're not going to be successful?
Well, the team set up to run the ball. Our O-line has been banged up all year. Obviously,
that's not getting better though, because like Lane Johnson's not coming back he's not getting better every year.
He's like 40.
Right? He'll still be good next year if he decides to play, which I think he will.
He will play, and he will be good because he's a good player.
But he's also more.
Everyone's under, like the O-line's been banged up, and they're just flat out under.
Jurgens has been terrible.
Jurgens has been bad.
And Dickerson hasn't been great either.
He's been banged up. He's been carrying a knee all year.
Even this kills me. Like Malata's been good, but he hasn't been like what he was last year as an All-Pro.
Everyone has underperformed.
Yeah,
100%. That's why we lost because everyone on offense underperformed. I still think this is a very attractive job
because of the roster.
OC. The roster overall is very strong. The organization is very strong. We've got an owner who's prepared to spend money. We've got a GM who's prepared to be aggressive, to make strong moves, to make trades, to do what needs to be done to win. I personally think that this year, because of the coaching decisions and the coaching situation and the lackluster play calling, this is a wasted year.
I could not agree with you more.
This is a championship level defense, and we've got more than enough talent. And I stand by that comment. We've got more than enough talent on offense to score enough points, especially in the playoffs, to win games.
I don't think it's a championship level defense.
And that's okay. And you're entitled to your opinion.
I think
it's good enough.
It's good enough to win a championship, 100%.
On its day, it is, but I don't think like the overall consistency of the whole year has been like a championship level defense.
And maybe early on in the year, I would agree, but every week that's gone past, the defense has gotten better, and they definitely hit their stride towards the back end of the year and into this play. Like this today, that game, the defense did more than enough for us to win the game.
This is the problem, though, right? And this
like
is
you can't turn the ball over twice, have two short fields. Those two short fields need to be touchdowns.
Yeah,
like that's one thing that I've got to give Seattle credit for. When they turn the ball over and they have a short field, bang, it's a touchdown. They get the ball on the other team's 40, it's going in for a touchdown. Like we got two short fields and we got 3 points out of it.
Yep.
Like that's not enough. You got to be able to convert those turnovers into touchdowns. That's how you win.
And a missed extra point, which hurts as well.
Of course it does.
It's not a 3-point
you
game.
can't leave points on the field in a playoff game.
Yeah.
So I don't like. There's a few little machinations that need to happen with the roster, but just a few tweaks around the edges. Like in my opinion, this is a championship caliber roster.
Yeah,
we proved it last year. And going back to your point before about Hurts and your point, like, yeah, I'm not saying that he's a world beater. I'm not saying that he's Hurts, but that he's Josh Allen or that he's Joe Burrow. But what I'm saying is when he's got a proper play caller and a proper scheme, like you saw it with Steichen. With Steichen, he was runner-up in the MVP. Like that's a fact. Okay, and that was 3 years ago.
He's also a media darling.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're just talking on facts.
Scott, like that's okay, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion isn't necessarily fact. I'm talking facts.
Okay, well, hang on.
Fact is,
we're talking about MVP being a narrative-driven award, and then the media is driving down our throats that he's an elite quarterback.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying. Like he's a media darling. So like,
it's your opinion that he's a media darling.
He absolutely
okay,
is.
That's your opinion, and that's fine, and you're entitled to your opinion.
Come he's not copying any of the blame for this game?
Because I don't think that he's fully to blame.
He had 4.8 yards per attempt.
He's getting
that's Shador Sanders level.
He was dreadful in this game.
I don't think he was dreadful. I don't think he was good though. I don't think he was good, but I don't think he was the reason.
Somewhere in between.
I haven't heard anyone say anything about Hurts.
You know who took the blame for the loss? He did. He was the first one to come out and say,
he did actually.
This loss is on me. It's not got nothing to do with the drops, got nothing to do with anything else.
He came out and said, "You can't eat."
Literally the first thing he said.
He came out and said, "You can't eat soup with a fork. Loss is hurt. Let's go." That's what he did because he's a cheerleader. But
no, so but like that's my point. That was my point.
Going back to my point with Steichen, he was second runner-up to the MVP to Patrick Mahomes, who he fucking outplayed in the Super Bowl. With Kellen Moore, who's now doing an amazing job at the Saints, by the way. With Kellen Moore's scheme, we won a Super Bowl, and he was Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, but he was the trailer to Barkley's truck.
Last year, for sure. He 100% was.
Sure.
He was.
But again, it's a proper holistic offensive scheme that's working. Like this scheme is too stale. There's no creativity. It's so predictable. Defenses know what we're doing. Like there's no where's the QB powers that he was running last year and ripping defenses up? Where's the option stuff that he was doing with Barkley that was having everyone sink in and then opening up lanes everywhere?
But in fairness, for 4 years, you haven't run a very complex scheme. You just had very good players doing their job at a high level.
And okay, but when you've got enough talent like what we do, that's all you should need to do. Like where's the RPO stuff that we were running last year?
Because teams are too good at shutting it down now.
Can we, before we move on from this game, there's one more point I want to make because we go about this for hours and I would love to, but we'll do it off camera. The person that is scapegoating this and the one person that needs to be blamed more than anyone in this organization is Sirianni. And let me finish. Here's why. He should have fired Pachulo week 5. It was not working. He hired his best mate. It was the purest form of nepotism you could find. He hired his best mate. Fine. Promote from within, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't working, and he stuck by it, which was shit. That's bad head coach. Then he fires him at the end of the season, scapegoats him, and then acts like, oh yeah, his media release talking about Kevin Pachulo, praising him, thanking him, and then at the end, his last sentence was, "This ultimately falls on my shoulders as the head coach."
Yeah.
Well, you didn't lose your fucking job. Nick, is it Nick Sirianni? Yeah, Nick. Yeah. You didn't lose your fucking job.
No, he didn't lose his job.
And he should lose his job because he's a terrible fucking coach.
It's still not guaranteed that he won't. He should
100% lose his job. He's a coordinator merchant. The only success he has ever had as a coach was when he had elite coordinators that then went off and got head coaching jobs. Or in Fangio's state, he's had that. He doesn't want to do it anymore, so he's happy to stay.
Yeah,
he is the absolute problem with this team. He is not a fucking good coach. And I think if this happens again next year, he will be gone 100% before the season ends.
I would say if this team has the turmoil that they've had this year, because the whole year you can see this locker room's been boiling up. Very similar to the 2023 season. They just got a few wins along the way and didn't just tail spin. I think if this turmoil is boiling next year, halfway through the year, he's gone.
As I said, there's no guarantee that he doesn't lose his job now.
How would you feel if he did? If we found out tomorrow he's fired and Harbrow and Monken are in?
I think that...
Is that better or worse?
It's definitely better. It's definitely better. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
Like any upgrade over Pachulo is going to be better. He was terrible.
I don't think Pachulo is 100% the issue.
I don't think he's 100% the issue either, but I think he's a good portion.
I think he was very limited.
He's just over his head.
Hang on,
over his head.
Pachulo, like internally, and we really need to touch on the 49ers actually played a very, very good game. But internally, like Pachulo was like, from what I've heard from another podcast, is like he was the glue guy within the organization. He will, float between quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. He had like a finger on every part of the operation that was working.
That's correct. Yes.
And he was, even though he wasn't a coordinator or a proper position coach, he was very respected within the organization, and he was accredited some of the previous success within the organization.
Yep.
So
everything you said is correct, except that he's never ever called plays at any level ever.
Okay, that's fair enough. But like, if he's a part of all the scheming and this and that, like, is it really all on him that like Jalen Hurts can't read a defense and fucking throw a ball?
Well, Sirianni took the play calling off him for a few weeks. It was just as bad and gave it back.
Yeah, well, and I know you keep banging on this Jalen Hurts from, and that's fine. You're allowed to do that. That's fine. Like
that's the biggest handcuff on the team.
Well, again, that's your opinion, and that's fine. But when you've got a scheme and you're operating under a system that's not playing to your quarterbacks or any of your players' strengths, there's always going to be issues surrounding that.
Yeah, but they tried to do that. They couldn't run the ball. So you got to have a plan B. And if your quarterback can't operate in a plan B, then what's the point?
And if the play calling and the scheme isn't creative enough to be able to put people in positions to
excel, but it hasn't been creative.
They haven't been able to run all year. They have not been able to run the ball at all.
Well, the running game wasn't terrible to finish the year off.
I think he had 70 yards in the first half, Saquon Barkley, and 29 of them were on the first run of the game.
Yeah.
Like it's a mirage. He had 100 yards, great. It was a mirage of a game. They did not run the ball well at all against a banged up 49ers front.
That hasn't been good.
And let's say, because I said we go on so now. Let's segue over to the Niners. A banged up front, a banged up defense, a banged up team that
they lose Kittle halfway through the second quarter, early in the second quarter,
which is just devastating for them for the rest of this year.
I actually feel really bad for Kittle as well.
I like him.
I really like Kittle.
Yeah, it was very sad. I felt like I've said before, I don't love his personality and whatnot, but I
think he's
a terrific player, and he plays absolutely hard. He guts it out, and it's gut wrenching that's happened now, and they're going to miss him for most of next year as well.
Saying what I said about Philly, whatever you can say, all the credit needs to go to San Francisco and to their coaching staff. They thoroughly outcoached us. They thoroughly outplayed us, and the reality is they just wanted it more.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy had a hell of a game. That run that he had on first down late to extend, like they just wanted it more. Yeah, and that's it. They just beat us.
Yeah, I think Purdy was good, not great. Made enough throws. It was obviously windy conditions and stuff like that, and it looked like it didn't really affect him that much. Like not too many of the balls got away from him. He was able to stay on time. McCaffrey continued to run into a brick wall. Like I'm sure he's going to be eating crayons in the offseason. He cannot.
Had a hell of a catch. Kyle Juszczyk had a hell of a catch late.
How about the touchdown play to
Juan?
The touchdown play to Juan was unreal, but the one to CMC at the end of the game.
That was a hell of a goal. That was to take the lead.
Unreal play call.
Yeah.
The way they spread everyone to the other side, isolated CMC on poor Nakobe Dean's just like, what do you want from him, man?
That's what I'm saying. Like you could see it was palpable. Watching the game, it was so obvious the discrepancy in coaching. It was like, and players are the ones that play the game, but like coaching really matters in the NFL, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting
at this level. When you're talking about playoffs, absolutely,
it's the different. It's make or break, and like, they thoroughly outcoached us, and I would not be surprised if internally they're having discussions about what are moving on from Nick and doing something else. Because this is, in my opinion, a playoff. This team is good enough to make a championship game.
I'm just surprised, just to put a button on this, I'm just surprised that Sirianni didn't have one of his kids on the stage
to protect him this year.
Him.
No, he's already done that one. You can't do it again. The kid's like, I'm not going up there again.
The last game of the year, just to, throw his kid in front of the loaded gun and
I'm so off Nick Sirianni. I actually can't.
I think he's severely overrated.
Stand the guy. Haven't won a game since he yelled out in Buffalo after beating Buffalo either.
They're just walking off the field yelling that and like pounding your chest and saying that, we're fucking back, and then you've done nothing since.
Yeah, I think the best thing. I hope the Eagles keep him as a Cowboys fan. I think he's a disastrous coach, and he band-aided that by how he bringing in coordinators last year for him to protect him.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say. Obviously, it was Sirianni's decision to promote his friend. They're good friends. Have been together, I think, at the Colts
Best
and whatever
mates
else.
Is what was
that's that privilege has now obviously been taken away from him for good, as it should be.
Well, he stuffed it up twice now.
Yeah, well, because
what's that old saying? Shame on you if you fool me once. Shame on you if you fool me twice. There won't be a third chance. There might not even be a third chance next year. I'm with you. I think something could be brewing.
Yeah. Shout out to Shanahan.
Yeah, Shanahan
just
he should be coach of the year, man.
Absolutely.
It's unfortunate.
Elite.
Let's go to the next couple of games, which were the definitely the two worst games of the week. The Chargers went down 3-16 to the New England Patriots, and I think Herbert will be licking his wounds for a while. He was physically and mentally demoralized by this Patriots front. They had no answer on offense. Question for you guys. What do we feel about the slander on Herbert? He's obviously not won a playoff game now. He's lost 3. Last year was a pretty disastrous game where he threw 4 picks. This game, he didn't have the turnovers. It wasn't much better. I don't feel like this game was a lot on him, but there's now some heat.
He wasn't good. He didn't play
No, he wasn't good. I don't think he could play good, personally.
Yeah, well, that's something. Yeah.
Like I watching this game, I don't think he had any chance.
Nah.
And in fairness, I didn't think Drake May played that well either.
No, I thought Drake May was good. He just did what he needed to.
Yeah, because he knew they weren't going to score.
Yeah, he knew they weren't going to score.
But shout out to you, though. I should have got this. Your Milton Williams call was absolutely spot on.
He's the key to that defense.
He is just a genuinely good player now. The Eagles are ruining that they couldn't keep him.
Well, yeah, we just couldn't afford
it. And the one that went to Arizona,
Sweat's
been dominant for Arizona too.
Yeah,
he's played well.
Yep. Which happens when you're a good team. But yeah, New England, I think you asked me we asked on the preview show what I need to do to give credit to the New England, and I needed to see the game, and this game didn't do it for me. Say what you want, call me a hater of New England. I don't really care. This game did.
I think I'm gonna tie you with the hater brush, man.
Yeah, maybe I'm a hater. Did nothing for me. Defensively, they were good.
They completely snuffed out. The Chargers had nothing on offense.
I thought Harbrow, the offensive coaching and Harbrow for the Chargers was awful. You can't just keep running into a brick wall like that.
That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
I'm sort of torn after watching this. I think that the Chargers definitely lost this game, but I think the Patriots were well coached enough in the right positions to not. They did a good enough job to win the game and not let it really be overly competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, there's a few teams I'm a little bit suspect on in the AFC, and it's still the Broncos and the Patriots. I want to see it when the real bullets are flying, because I feel like this Chargers team, no one expected them to win. Everyone, it was a bit of a fairy tale if they did win because they're just so far behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
they haven't had the ability to run the ball since the injuries, and it's just taken a Goliath effort from Herbert to get a regular season win. He needs it.
That's what shits me with the hate for Herbert. He's carried this team for the whole season.
Yeah.
He's been the reason they're in position to make the playoffs. He's the reason they made the playoffs. He's been everything to them. So I think and again, this is all media driven. He is a very good football player. You know what? Not everyone can win a Super Bowl every year, right? It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Not everyone can win a playoff game every year. Just because this team's not that talented. Their receiving group in the playoffs is probably the worst receiving group in the playoffs. Maybe the Bills, the Panthers. But Panthers got Tet, who's a talent. He's a talented guy, right? They don't have any number one guys, really.
The point is the O-line's banged up.
Yeah.
They got two premier tackles watching in a booth. They can't run the ball. What are you expecting?
Yeah, this game kind of went how I thought it would go. I thought the Chargers would score a little bit more to make a bit of a game of it. But I said it was, what was it? It was 13. It was 6-3 at halftime, and it was 13-3 with, I think, 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. And the Patriots scored one late to kind of get that bump, which was fine. Yeah. I don't feel any differently about the Patriots. I really don't. No, I feel worse about the Chargers, but I don't feel any differently about the Patriots.
I think offensively against this really good defense, for some reason, it didn't look like they played up to their full potential. But you don't take that away from the Patriots.
No, but I think if you hold a team to 16 points as a defense, you're winning most games in the NFL.
Yeah, if you have your two absolute
this is all on the offense. So, hey, shout out to the Patriots. You can call me a hater. I'm sure the Patriots. I hate Australian Patriots fans. I've made that very clear because you're all fucking homers, and you only like him because of Brady. Jules is the main culprit.
Yeah. I've been known Jules while he's standing my floors this week, but I'll turn on him very quickly.
When you see him, ask him who Drew Bledsoe is. I bet you he doesn't know. But yeah, I was right under the Patriots, survive in advance. Soft schedule merchants, and they've got a dream first playoff game, and they've probably got a dream second playoff game.
I don't know. I think the Texans are really got something coming.
Yeah.
But we're going to really find out about the Patriots because the Texans defense is genuinely one of the two best teams. You can flip a coin, defenses. And we're going to have to really see Drake May play.
I feel like the Texans offense is pretty similar to the Chargers. They just don't have injured tackles. They
can them. Still run the ball well. They still pass the ball well.
Well, let's get into it. Let's go to the last game.
Yeah. All right. So shout out to the Patriots. Right, I'm proud of you guys. Awesome win. I'm on you guys. Win the Super Bowl. Yay. Let's go to Houston,
we're not
Texans.
we don't want Patriots to win the Super Bowl.
You want to crown them? Crown them.
No, absolutely not.
Shout out to the Houston Texans for doing. Me and George were giving Scotty a bit of shit at the start of the fourth quarter, saying,
"Fucking morons.
You thought this would be a close game, and then
well, it was 10-6, man. Fucking hell.
It doesn't matter if the blowouts in the first quarter or the last quarter.
It was still a blow. We were all right.
Were we?
Yeah, we were.
The Texans overcame 3 turnovers and still beat them by 24 points.
Let's start with that. Stroud, still trying to do too much, man. You've got an elite defense. Just take points.
The numbers look okay, but I don't think Stroud had a good game.
No, he had happy feet the entire game.
He just missed a couple of throws, I think.
Yeah, in fairness, he played well in the fourth quarter. He hit a few good throws. I think we were shitting on him saying, if they don't get this going now, and then he hit a deep pass straight away over the top for a big play, which led into their first touchdown of the game. So, I think he played okay in patches. this offensive line's terrible. Again, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they came to play.
They still ran the ball well, though.
They did, yeah.
They still ran the ball well.
Woody Marks, first rookie in Texans history to have a 100-yard game.
Like the signs of the Texans for the last 4 weeks has been they're now starting to pass the ball and move the ball downfield, and they've been running the ball consistently. And I think despite them probably being the worst offense left in the playoffs, they're still competent enough to sustain drives and put points on the board behind an absolute elite defense.
Yeah, this is all the defense. This has got like the offense. The offense is completely auxiliary. They're just like they're making up the numbers.
No, they're not that bad. Come on, they're not that bad.
Of the teams left in the playoffs, they are absolutely they are.
This is the worst offense in the playoffs by far left.
Yes, but they're not terrible. Like they can still be like competent enough to.
What's your love for the Texans offense? Why have we got such a strong?
I just think he just really wants Stroud to be good.
Do you like Stroud? Is that what it is?
I'm impartial to him, to be honest.
You're very defensive of the Texans offense. It's fucking deplorable.
But it's not that bad. They put 42 points on.
Stroud fumbled 5 times.
He did, yeah.
And 2 of them he lost, and then the other 3 ended the drives, and then he threw a pick.
Yeah.
So he cost them 6 drives. If Stroud doesn't turn the ball over at all in this game, they're probably up 20 points in the halftime.
And if they're not playing 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and they're playing 32-year-old Aaron Rodgers, they lose this game by 30.
I think so, but if ifs and buts were cans,
right. So
what a ridiculous statement.
No, but what I'm saying, the point I'm making is that Stroud's ass completely got saved by this elite defense, and that's all there is to it.
And he needed to accept that earlier and just go, you know what? I don't have to do everything on every drive.
Of course,
I can take a sack after, I can throw it away. We can kick a field goal here. Like even if they got field goal, I think 4 of those. Of the 3 turnovers, all of them are in field goal range.
Yeah, right.
So if you just kick 3 field goals on those in the first half, it's over. Like they're not catching. Your defense is too good.
Steelers aren't scoring.
And then
that's what I mean. Like they are still good enough to get into those positions.
Yeah, it was just dumb. It was just a bad game.
It was a bad game. Like he hasn't had that many turnovers previously.
No, he's been pretty good down the stretch.
No, but we're just talking about this game. This game he had a bad game.
I know, but you guys
didn't need a quarterback. Jalen Hurts.
Sorry.
What'd you say, Tony?
Who used to need a quarterback is Jalen Hurts.
He don't turn the ball over. He don't do anything.
Yeah, you want to see a bad offense only throw for 4 yards and attempts, and
you want to see a bad offense. Watch the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game because
this is exactly how I thought this game was.
And shout out to the Texans defense because when they wanted it to be over, they ended it with 2 defensive touchdowns in the 4th quarter. One was very late.
I think Rodgers filed his retirement papers in quarter time.
He got the fumble he had that went for the touchdown. He got annihilated. I cannot believe he got back up. I think it was Will Anderson. It was Will Anderson or Danielle Hunter.
It was actually it was Will Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah. He just, it was unbelievable.
The thing is, I don't even think that as a unit, the Steelers are that bad on offense. It's just the Texans is just way too good. Like whatever they were trying to do,
outmatched.
They just completely outmatched, talent-wise, speed-wise, strength-wise.
I think we said this in the preview because I think you said this, Scotty, is what the Steelers were wanting to do was get rid of the ball. We're going to get rid of the ball quick and get it into our playmakers. And our comment was, D'Amico Ryans will know that too. He fucking knew.
Yeah, of course.
Every pass, he just hammering guys.
Football 101. I literally said, I'm like, he's going to get absolutely roasted by the 2 DNs, which he did. And then he's going to try and get the ball out quick. And they've got 4 all-pro caliber DBs.
Yeah.
Lassiter's probably not an all-pro, but he had
a hell of a game, though.
He's a fantastic.
He's a dog.
He's a fantastic corner. Like
Petrie had a hell of a game coming down in run support. Like they were just everywhere, just flying around everywhere.
Elite defenses will win you a championship. I think people have forgotten that with Mahomes and who had an elite defense just quietly. But the saying is, offense will win you games, defense will win you championships.
Yeah.
And that's why Seattle and Texans are still in the dance because they got the 2 best defenses.
Well,
you can flip a coin.
They're dancing all the way. There's been some good games this week. For Pittsburgh, obviously Tomlin gone. I think Rodgers will retire.
Yep.
Be shot. I don't think he'll be at Pittsburgh next year because the big calling card for him there was Tomlin.
For sure. I think if Tomlin was coming back, he was coming back, and now obviously that's not happening.
And talk about shitty media questions. We talked about before. We're talking about Jacksonville. The idiot that asked him at the end of the press conference about Tomlin again, what are you doing, man? It's probably the guy's last press conference in the game. And you want to run out with, so how do you feel about Tomlin? It's like,
no wonder why he walked off stage.
Yeah, he's answered this. As we said, I've answered this 15 fucking times. Go away.
Yeah.
You talk about the girl asking, praising Cohen is a dumb question. That's the guy who should be getting shit. What a dumb fucking question.
Couldn't agree more.
Because having him end his press
1000%.
conference, this just proved Aaron Rodgers hates the media anyway. And that was him just being like, you know what, I don't have to answer you guys. He's probably going to retire. His mind's like, I'm going to probably retire tomorrow. I don't give a fucking shit.
The dude's on the next plane to fucking wherever you do ayahuasca, like
Amazon, I think. I don't know. Never been there.
Brazil or something.
Brazil,
I don't know. But like, he's there now. He's done.
Ask a good question, for Christ's sake. You made him storm out of the press conference. Like, idiot.
Couldn't agree more.
Shout out to the Texans, though. Big win. And yeah, we've got massive 4 games next week. Texans,
best week of football, hands down.
It's always the best week of football. If it's anything from the wild card, it should be unreal. Texans at the Patriots.
Do you want to look at the bracket? I've got the bracket here if you want.
Put the bracket up. Put the bracket up, Tommy Do. So yeah, we've got the Texans will play the Patriots, the 5 seed versus the 2. Then you've got the 6 seed Buffalo going into Denver, the 1 seed. On the other side, you've got the 5th seed Rams playing the 2 seed Chicago Bears, which is an awesome game. And you've got the 6 seed San Francisco 49ers going into Seattle as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, we get to touch them up at our crib this time.
I reckon, I'm feeling pretty... I don't know if you're feeling confident. I'm feeling pretty confident in Seattle.
You'd be naive to think it'd be as dominant as the first game. You give Shanahan a week to game plan, regardless of...
He'll have some pieces, yeah.
He's going to try and run outside and throw in the numbers, and he's going to succeed. Yeah. I'm not going to say that we're going to dominate him like we did the first time, but yeah,
it's a good matchup. And then Bears Rams, like that's going to be some offense. That's going to be some offensive shooting shots.
Yeah,
we might have 1,000 yards of offense in that game.
Yeah,
or it could go the other way. To be honest,
you never know. Do you?
It could very well go the other way.
But they're 4 great games. We'll preview them on our live show Saturday night as we always do. Can't wait for that. Again, shout out to my boy Tommy. He jumped online tonight for us as well, which was unreal. But he set up everything in the system for us. Got all the graphics. That's all the big fella with that beautiful head of hair that I'm going to steal from him.
Such a thick. It's so thick too. Thick. And it's got the little quaff going, a few little salt and pepper.
I just feel like I wish we were second cousins sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Is that wrong? Tommy. Shout out to you, Tommy. Thank you, mate. Shout out to the Sporting Globe Churnside Park. Buy your Super Bowl tickets. Get down there, have a beer with us, have some fun because we love Super Bowl day. So we'd love to see as many people as down there as physically possible.
I may not like Super Bowl day.
I reckon you'll like it. I got a good feeling Scotty's going to be fine, win, loss, or draw. And then
I'll be taking my shit and going home very quickly if it's turning sour. You reckon George is a sook not going? You're going to see me sooking in person.
Yeah, he's a real sook. As you well and truly know.
I didn't say I was a sook. I said I was nervous. That's why I said I wasn't going.
Oh, no. I reckon we got film saying you weren't nervous at all.
We're not doing this. Follow us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Peace out, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.